Alright, you're a 19-year-old Roman bride now. Congratulations, I guess. Too late to run. It's 89 CE. Reign of Emperor Domitian. You're Flavia Tertia, daughter of a respectable family, and tonight Rome will teach you what marriage really means. Not the saffron veil, not the scattered walnuts. The other part. The part nobody writes down. You're barefoot on cold marble. Torches spit smoke. 7 witnesses stand behind you, quiet as stone columns. They're not here for beauty. They're here to make sure you do what a Roman wife is supposed to do. And no one told you the details until now. Of course they didn't. You walk toward the wooden figure in the corner, draped in cloth. Your hands shake so badly you have to hide them in your sleeves. Everyone watches. Nobody helps. Your mother warned you this morning. Do not resist. Whatever they require, don't resist. Now you understand why she cried while braiding your hair. Let me explain something Rome never softens. Marriage is a transfer of ownership. Your father signs you away. Your husband receives you. You are the property. The contract is the ceremony. Your body is the receipt. Yeah. Welcome to adulthood Roman style. You're still thinking about the crowd outside. The men shouting obscene songs. Because Rome believes laughter keeps away evil spirits. Sure. Maybe it does. Or maybe that's just an excuse for grown adults to yell instructions at a teenage bride. You decide. Marcus Petronius Rufus, your brand new husband, 25 years older, carried you over the threshold. The gesture is supposed to be sweet. It isn't. It's a reminder. Brides used to be dragged inside whether they wanted to enter or not. Now the door shuts. The world gets quiet. Too quiet. You finally see who's in the atrium. A pronuba, the senior woman who runs the entire night. A priest. 3 female slaves with basins and cloth. A physician with a leather bag at his feet. And in the corner, the draped wooden thing waiting for you. It's crowded in here for something everyone pretends is private. The pronuba grabs your hands like she's holding a runaway mule. Firm. Controlling. You are now in your husband's home, she says. Translation. You belong here now. Whether you want to or not, she guides you toward the draped statue. You feel the witnesses staring into your back like nails. Rome loves witnesses. Rome trusts nothing without paperwork, signatures, and at least 6 people ready to testify. Surviving this life has rules. You learn them fast or you break. Rule number 1. Keep your head down and your mouth shut. You pull the cloth away. And there it is. A wooden figure shaped like a god Rome barely speaks about. Mutinous Tutinus. The fertility deity brides must greet before the husband is allowed near them. Shaped like trouble. Carved into the shape of a phallus. Its purpose becomes horrifyingly clear as the pronuba began explaining what you must do. The god Mutinous Tutinus was Rome's deity of fertility and sexual initiation. We know he existed because multiple ancient sources mention him, always briefly, always with visible discomfort. Saint Augustine, writing in the 5th century as Christianity was conquering pagan, Rome described the practice with outrage. Roman brides were required to perform a seated offering ritual involving the statue, a sacred duty before consummation with their husbands. You freeze. The room waits. The pronuba leans close. You must ask his blessing, she says. You must offer yourself as tradition requires. Your stomach drops. Your mother's warning finally makes sense. And here's the part no one warned you about. This ritual isn't symbolic. It's the beginning of Roman verification. Quick thing, if you're deep in this, kindly hit like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the next descent. Now back to Rome. The witnesses step closer. The priest whispers a prayer. The physician prepares for his examination. You stand there, trapped between tradition and the wooden god, and you understand one thing with painful clarity. You are not here to be honored. You are here to be confirmed. You're still standing in front of the wooden god when the pronuba moves behind you, guiding you like you're a piece of furniture that needs repositioning. No softness. No privacy, just hands, commands, and eyes. They tell you this is sacred. You can already tell it's paperwork wrapped in religion. Here's a harsh truth Rome never admits out loud. Every ritual tonight exists because men need proof. Proof you're untouched. Proof you obey. Proof the children will belong to your husband and not some guy singing rude songs outside. You're not a partner in this marriage. You're the evidence. The prenuber gives instructions in that calm, terrifying voice older women use when they've done this too many times and stopped feeling anything about it. The witnesses lean in. Not close enough to help, just close enough to report what you did. Your knees weaken. Your face burns. You do it anyway. Because rule number 2, if you refuse, you pay, not them. And Rome never pays. When it's over, the slaves hurry in. One holds a bronze basin. Another pours scented water over your arms like you're being reset. You're shivering, but they don't look at your face. They've done this for other brides. They'll do it again tomorrow. The priest mutters a prayer no one listens to. Even he sounds bored. Let me explain something they don't tell you in school. Roman religion isn't tender. It's not about comfort. It's a checklist. Sacrifice, smoke, gesture, done. Your body has just been added to the list. The physician steps forward next. He's older, hair tied, tools in that leather bag he guards like treasure. He doesn't greet you. He doesn't need to. You're not a patient. You're a legal case. He performed your first examination before the ceremony, the one confirming you were a virgin. That record is already sealed. That's the before picture. Now he needs the after. The prenuber nods. The witnesses shift. You stand there, jaw clenched, trying not to think. The physician works with the cold efficiency of someone checking a shipment of grain. And here's the part that feels like a punch. To him, you're not a girl trembling on her wedding night. Your property being verified. He finishes, gives a curt statement for the record. A slave writes it down on a wax tablet. If your husband ever drags you to court, these 7 people can testify to every second of tonight. You want to scream? You don't. Screaming is not one of your options. The prenuber announces that the rituals of preparation are complete. Translation. The real ordeal starts now. They take you to the bedchamber. The door has been left open on purpose. Oil lamps line the walls. Shadows swing across the room as if the walls themselves are watching. Your husband, Marcus, finally steps inside. He won't meet your eyes at first. He keeps glancing toward the prenuber like a nervous apprentice waiting for instructions. That surprises you. You expected confidence, authority, something decisive. Instead, he looks like someone about to take an exam he didn't study for. You sit on the edge of the bed. You try to hold the sheets still with your hands, but they tremble anyway. The prenuber speaks the formal words, the ones she said for decades. The gods have blessed the union. Let the marriage be consummated according to the laws of Rome. The words fall like chains. The room gets smaller. Your heart climbs into your throat. And then the worst thought hits you, sharp and late. Everything so far has only been preparation. The real verification hasn't even begun. All right. The door stays open. The lamps stay bright. And you're sitting on that bed trying to breathe like a normal person, while every rule of Rome presses down on your ribs. Marcus finally looks at you. Not with desire. Not with tenderness. More like he's checking if the grain shipment arrived undamaged. Welcome to Roman marriage. Romance optional. Verification mandatory. He sits beside you. The bed ropes creak. The prenuber clears her throat, which is her way of saying get on with it. The witnesses shift their weight in the hall. They're close enough to hear everything. That's the point. Here's something they don't put in museum plaques. Roman consummation wasn't a private moment. It was a legal step. Like stamping a document. Except the document is you. Marcus tries to touch you gently at first. Maybe he's trying to be kind. Maybe he's terrified. Hard to tell. His hand hovers, then lands on your shoulder like he's afraid you'll break. Spoiler, you don't. But something inside you folds. quietly. He keeps glancing at the doorway, at the pronuba, at the physician's shadow behind her, as if any of them can tell him how to do this correctly. And here's the part nobody warned you about. You're both trapped. He has to perform. You have to comply. They have to witness. Everyone has a job. No one can leave. You lie back because there's nowhere else to go. The sheet under you is rough. Your hands won't stop shaking. Marcus whispers something meant to comfort you, but you can't even hear it. Your heartbeat is louder. The pronuba steps forward once, checking positioning. Yes, that's a real thing. Then steps back. She nods to Marcus like he's a student and she's waiting for him to pass the exam. And he does. Eventually. Awkwardly. Quietly. The pressure in the room never drops. The witnesses listen for the signs they came for. The legal signs. Not emotional ones. Not human ones. When it's over, Marcus pulls back fast, like he's ashamed of how the whole thing felt. Or didn't feel. Hard to tell. You try to sit up, but the slaves are already coming in. Towels. Water. Cloths. Movements practiced and fast. Because the night isn't done. Not even close. Here comes the part you're absolutely not going to like. The physician returns. And now he needs proof. The physician steps inside like he's returning to a workspace he left 10 minutes ago, which, in his mind, he has. He doesn't offer sympathy. He doesn't avert his gaze. He doesn't even pretend this is awkward. Why would he? To him, this entire night is just a sequence of checks. The pronuba steps aside so he can reach the bed. The witnesses lean closer to the doorway. You pull the sheet over your legs out of instinct. But instinct means nothing here. He gestures for you to move it aside. You obey, because what else is left? He opens that leather bag again. The tools clink faintly. You feel the heat rise to your face. Your throat tightening so much you can barely swallow. Marcus stands a few steps back, rubbing his hands together like he's trying to warm them, except the room is already hot. The physician begins his examination. He's efficient, detached, clinical. He narrates what he sees in short, stiff phrases meant for the witnesses, not for you. A scribe murmurs the words back as he scratches them onto a wax tablet. Nothing about this feels like medicine. It feels like inventory. At one point, you flinch, just a small reflex, but he pauses anyway, not to comfort you, to look annoyed, as if your body's natural reaction is an inconvenience in his workflow. The pronuba watches closely, arms folded, expression unreadable. She's seen dozens of brides like you, maybe hundreds. Whatever you're feeling, she buried her reactions decades ago. Finally, the physician steps back. He wipes his hands. Then he gives the formal statement. Consummation verified. The witnesses nod. That's what they came for. Not your safety, not your comfort. The proof. With that, the legal transformation is officially sealed. There is no going back. Not for anyone. The slaves begin resetting the room, folding linens, replacing oil in the lamps. It's all so calm, so organized, like they're closing up after a festival rather than walking through the last pieces of your childhood. The pronuba dismisses the witnesses. They shuffle out, whispering to each other. The scribe closes the wax tablet with a snap. Marcus exhales heavily, the sound of a man relieved that the most uncomfortable duty of his life is finally over. You're still sitting on the edge of the bed, still holding the sheet like a lifeline, still trying to assemble your thoughts into something that doesn't feel like broken pottery. Marcus approaches you again, but this time his posture is hesitant, almost apologetic. He murmurs something about rest, about tomorrow being easier, about you doing well. You don't answer. You can't trust your voice not to crack. The pronuba instructs two slaves to bring you wine. Strong wine, the kind meant to force your body into stillness so you can sleep despite the storm in your head. Marcus leaves the room. His footsteps fade down the corridor. You are finally alone, or as alone as a Roman wife can ever be, with a door that still doesn't quite close, with people always near enough to hear, with your body now officially belonging to someone else. You lie down slowly. The lamps dim. The house settles. And you realize the truth every Roman bride eventually learned. What happened tonight wasn't the end of anything. It was only the beginning of the life Rome expects you to live. The wine they gave you was strong enough to take the edges off, but not nearly strong enough to make you forget. Nothing could do that. Not tonight. Not after everything Rome carved into you in the span of a few hours. You lie there on the cooled linens, staring at the ceiling beams. The lamps flicker. Somewhere in the house, a water clock drips steadily, measuring time the same way Rome measures women, quietly, relentlessly, without mercy. You think you're alone. You're not. A slave girl sits just out of sight, stationed there in case you need anything, which really means in case you try to run, scream, or break down loud enough to disturb Marcus's sleep. Her presence is a reminder that even in this room, your room now, you're never unobserved. You turn your face to the wall. The wine makes your body heavy, but your mind is sharp, too sharp, replaying every step that brought you here. The sacrifice, the contracts, the obscene songs, the statue, the examinations, the hands guiding you, positioning you, checking you, approving you. At some point, the Pronuba reappears in the doorway. Her silhouette fills the light. She doesn't speak. She simply watches you for a few seconds, assessing whether you've broken yet, mentally, emotionally. Maybe she's looking for signs that she'll have to correct you in the morning. Or maybe, though you doubt it, she's checking to ensure you survived. Then she nods to the slave and leaves. The door stays ajar, always ajar. A Roman wife's privacy is a myth. Hours pass before the house finally settles into silence. The slaves go to their quarters. The lamps burn low. The night embraces the atrium and corridors. And with that silence comes the thoughts you tried so hard to push away. This wasn't your wedding night. This was your initiation. Not into love, not into partnership, but into a system older than any temple, harder than any law, and colder than any winter Rome will ever endure. A system built on verification, observation, control. A system where your body is evidence, your value is recorded, your transformation documented. You curl your knees toward your chest, but even the smallest movement aches. The sheet smells like oil, smoke, and the faint metallic trace of the examination tools the physician laid out beside you earlier. You close your eyes, and Rome is still there. A soft sound at the doorway pulls you back, Marcus clearing his throat. He isn't here to touch you, or to comfort you, or to apologize. He's here because custom demands he check on his new wife once more before the night fully ends. He stands awkwardly, shifting from foot to foot. In the dim light, he looks older, smaller, almost ashamed. Not of what happened, of how it felt, of how it didn't feel. Rest, he murmurs. Tomorrow will be easier. You don't answer. You're not sure you believe him. You're not sure he believes himself. He lingers for a moment, like he wants to say more. But Rome has trained him too. Trained him not to question the system that shaped him. Not to see you as anything other than someone he has a right to, a responsibility to, a duty to. He leaves, and the silence returns. At dawn, you're woken by footsteps, by soft voices, by duty. The Pronuba arrives first. Her eyes take in everything, your pallor, your expression, the disarray of the bed. She nods once, satisfied that the transition is complete. Slaves bring warm water, oil, fresh linen. You're washed again, perfumed again, arranged again, rebuilt into the shape of a Roman matron. Your wedding night is officially over, but the rituals are not. There is one final task. The witnesses assemble in the atrium for the morning affirmation. The physician reads the short record he prepared. The Pronuba delivers her testimony. Marcus signs the wax tablet. You stand beside him, silent, an accessory to your own documentation. When it's done, the tablet is placed among Marcus's household records, the same place he keeps contracts for grain shipments, land boundaries, and debts owed. Your first entry in his archives. A piece of verified property. As the house begins its daily rhythm, slaves sweeping, merchants arriving, cooks preparing the morning meal, you find yourself standing in the doorway of the chamber where everything happened. The bed is freshly made. The lamps are extinguished. The tools are gone. But the memory is carved into the space. You wrap your arms around yourself, not out of cold, but out of instinct, an instinct Rome never bothered to teach you how to silence. For the first time since you arrived, the house is bright with daylight, and you see it clearly. This place is your world now. These rooms are your boundaries. These people are your witnesses. This man is your owner. This body is no longer yours. But here's the piece no ritual ever mentions, no pronuba ever teaches, no physician ever records. Roman wives learned to live with it, not by forgetting, not by accepting, but by mastering the quiet rebellion of endurance, the rebellion of lasting longer than the system expects. You take a slow breath. Your life as Flavia Tertia, Roman wife, has begun, and Rome expects you to be silent. But inside, in the place no witness can reach, no pronuba can inspect, no physician can record, you are not silent. Not anymore. Not ever again. We hope you liked this video. Subscribe to the channel if you're a history addict, and please let us know what other people or time periods we should talk about in this series. Also watch this other video